Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I'm doing more of my 100-day project, and this one is day 70, I think. I'm still not over my sickness yet, so I'm not sure how long I will talk for. But yeah, so we'll play some music if I end up having to stop and cough. And yeah, it was COVID. Oh gosh. I guess everybody's gonna get it at least once, right? So the background paper, isn't that cool? I really like it. It was a cleanup print, jelly print, and just came off in that unusual sort of half completed pattern. And I've been hanging on to it, and I figured, why not use it on this project? That's what I'm doing with a lot of these papers, is ones that I've been hanging on to for a while, just because I like them, but I didn't know what to do with them. So they're going on this project. And of course the triangle was cut from another jelly print, of course. That's what all of these are jelly prints. And then I have a little weed that I pressed and gonna stick on there. I know it's really busy, but I haven't been going out walking much. So no fresh stuff. Anyway, well, leaves and stuff, they would just, if they weren't dried, they would just shrivel up, right? So no seeds, no pods, no sticks. Well, there might be some sticks at the end of this one, like the last day, I think. So I got it on there, and I decided that a plant is hiding a little bit, so I'm gonna go around it with a pen. This is I really like this one. What is it called? I want to say a varsity, but I think it's just like a V something. I was looking in my pens. It's not in there. It's just a cheap pen, but has a super, super fine point. It is water reactive. So if you use it, make it be the last thing, unless you expect it to or want it to bleed. Which I think I take a water brush to it and just kind of feather it out a little bit. And hopefully that'll help the plant stand out a little bit more. I think it does. So how are all of you doing? I missed one day last week because of COVID. So I'm a little bit behind on my posting. So I do have 5 on this one. It's a tad long. You can always turn off the sound and speed it up if you want to get through it faster. It's hard to get a good angle on the paper when it's taped down. You know, your hand wants to go from a certain side, I think. I pulled out some purple paint, thinking I wanted to shade it a little bit more. It felt like, oh no, this was to color the flower because it was so faded looking. I think it looks pretty good with a little bit of the purple on there. It almost still looks real. Alright, so that was day 70. Day 71 is purple. I have this photocopy of a journal page from a project I did a long time ago. Had extra copies. The word Utah's on there. I'm tearing it out for the heck of it. We'll incorporate it somewhere. But I thought this color, it's like a... Back in the day, they used carbon paper to make multiples, and so it was written, or is it a mimeograph machine? Anyway, sorry, it was probably done on a mimeograph machine, anyways, and duplicated for people. Because the date on this is, I guess it's 1942. The date on the page. So that's how they made multiples. And it was my great-great-grandfather's journal. So I think it was probably duplicated for a few people. And this one is photocopied. Anyway. So it's purple, basically. Or bluish. So I thought it would go well. And now I've got to figure out what I'm going to use. And I'm kind of struck by this, another messy, grungy cleanup print, and decide, yep, that's going to be the one. And my weird little berries. I think this was like around, let's see, day 71. It was the 24th. Was that on or near Easter? Because our Easter picnic on Saturday, the day before Easter, we were at a park and I found these, and these berries are like super hard. They're like rocks. And I saw them in the tree, but I couldn't reach, so I scrounged the ground and I could only find 2 of them. So I wanted them to be on my page. So that's where they came from. Anyway, just silly. Forgot that one was not signed. I had to sign the back of it. Alright, so now that I've decided where everything's going, I'm going to take some purple, because it's wilted violet, distress, and kind of emphasize the edges and make it stand out a little bit. So I'm just gluing those on. Sorry I had to go away and cough for a little while. Figured I could just let it play. wouldn't miss my rambling. I was rambling about nothing. And that is day 71. The next one, day 72. Oh, I like this one. I have that upside down. Nope. Okay. So yeah, this is one of my favorites, I think. I love the circles, you know. And the day I did these jelly prints, the brown and the yellow with the sort of native looking, it's a wood carved wood block. Yeah, I just really like these jelly prints. So the pages I make with them, I like them too. So I decided it needed a little bit more, and so I'm going to get out some turquoise. It's just craft paint. Just trying to decide which one I wanted to use. I think I'd go for the one that's open. The other one wasn't, the seal hadn't been broken yet. And this is just round plastic canvas. It's a little warped because it did get my heat gun. Whoopsie. And we're just going to stamp it on there. Just add a layer of that color. And then I cleaned off the gel plate with that piece of watercolor. And then I decided I'm going to use a little bit of it. Decided that was too wiggly. Going for a little bit straighter edge. I want it there, but I don't want to cover up much. So I actually end up tearing that down a little bit more. Still trying to decide. You know, that's how it works. Some days I just can't decide. So I'm pulling out some brown ink and going around the edges, getting rid of the white edges. And I'm sorry, you could hardly even see what I'm doing. I get focused on it and I bring it right close to me. And forget I need to have my hands under the camera. There we go, nice and dark around the edges. Then I decide I do have a piece of fabric that is almost the right color. Matches a little bit the yellow. And I just keep fiddling. So sorry. Eventually, I'll get it the way that it looks the best. Need a little bit wider piece. And that is what we're going to do right there. Trying to decide whether I want yellow on the top or the bottom. I decide on the bottom. Now we're finally going to put it together. For the stick, I think it's actually a curled up piece of bark. It's twisted but hollow in the center. And I wanted to have some gold on there, but I didn't want the whole thing just gold. So I'm painting the inside and the cracks where you can see inside in the gold. Probably hard to see at this size, but I think you'll be able to tell in the picture the gold. What do you think? You like that one? I like that one. And that was day 72, so we're on to day 73. And another random piece of paper. This one was obviously cleaning up the jelly plate, layers of stenciling, ghost printing, brayering off. And I just like it. So, again, just gonna... This one is real simple. I am just gonna use that piece of paper, and it's busy enough that you don't need a lot else to go with it, I think. Alright, so I had the brown out. I was thinking I might layer some brown paper bag on there, but I decide that we are just going to go for the leaf. I'm coating it with the matte medium. And adding a little bit extra glue. And we're going to smush it on there. And I decide that the leaf needs a little something. So I'm going to take some, I think I use stickles and some teal paint. I think that's what I use. Oh yes, so it's phthalo turquoise and just some iridescent stickles. And I just brush it on, and then I decide there's a little too much on there, so I rub it back. So it's only, it really only ends up being around the edges of the leaf. And yeah, be careful. The leaves are dry and brittle. Gotta glue it back together. Didn't realize that spot hadn't glued down when I used the matte medium before. So there it is. And then I decide, yeah, it's a little too much. I don't think you can even tell in the picture that it's glittery. But there's that one. That was day 73. And day 74, got some of my bright colors going. Pardon my coughing. These are my prints from my Klimt collection by Elizabeth St. Hilaire, done on rice paper. And I think I'm going to make this one real simple too. Okay, weighted it down, let it dry. And this is a stencil I created. Did it a long time ago for a sort of a tribal project. And I thought maybe I would try and fit it on my page for today. Since I have to squish the elements closer together, drying a little bit in between. I'm sorry, I'm being very quiet. That's because I just want to cough. That's all I want to do. I'll dry that a little bit, and then we'll do the bottom section. There we go, just a little bit of fun. Alright, so it's dry, and I decided I would use some of my grapevine segments that are like straight little sticks, and I'm gonna stitch them on to the surface and kind of have them go across from the pink to the blue. I debated whether I wanted to use the white or the black thread, and I thought the white went better. So I'm just gonna stitch. I think I only show me completing one of these stitches because it does take a little bit. It's a little bit of fiddliness. And I'm just going to do it in an X. And maybe if I threaded it through a real needle and not a dental floss threader. But it's got such a big hole to go through, it makes it easier to thread than an actual needle. And then I'm just going to tie it in a knot and repeat that a few times. Pretty sure I don't show the whole thing. There we go. So they're all tied in. I do add just a little bit of glue just to make sure it's going to stay. And that is it. And that is the last one for today. I hope you enjoyed those. Let me know which one you prefer. And thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.